Frankie,
Yo,
where are we?
I didn't know this until today, but apparently the place we're at right now was an inspiration for one of the locations in the movie.
We are in Charlie's kitchen. Everything that happened at PA's was, in my mind, we said here.
So we're just hanging out for like 2 hours before the movie. Anna's whole family showed up.
Right by me is like.
Talk to besides me.
Hey, look, it's John Hunt. Hey, guys! What's going on? Not much. I'm excited to see the movie. Oh, in the real theater. In the real theater. With people. With humans. Look at all these people. Where are we?
We're at the Rattle Theater in Harvard Square, Cambridge.
No, you're out of focus. You're in focus. You're out of focus. Okay, you're fine. Say it again.
We're
live.
We're at the Rattle Theater in Harvard Square.
Thank you, very excited.
Yes, I really don't know. I got to wait. Because I'm still
Well, hello everybody. My name is Dean Treadway. I'm the jury president of this film festival. I'm the one who first looked at this movie and said, this is amazing, I love it. I want to invite up Frankie and his crew to come up and...
You were in makeup.
Can you be over here, director? How are you? Nice to meet you as well. Congratulations. So, this is not your story, it's Jeff's story.
Yeah, I mean, to direct a work, it has to be your story. But yeah, it started with Jeff. It was the genesis of it was we were in a grad class together, in a screenwriting class, and I wasn't taking it particularly seriously. Actually, the program director is here.
She's not under a seat yet. Okay.
But Jeff had taken it seriously. He wrote a really great short that was basically Act 1 of this movie. And it was the first time after having directed 3 features that I wrote that I said, ooh, that right, you know, I'm not a musician, I don't come from that world. He really lent the authenticity of the world to it. But, you know, he wrote a movie about music, I directed a movie about filmmaking, and hopefully, at the end of the day, we made a movie about art versus commerce, and what it meant to 2 guys who kind of gave up on the idea of making it their career and really just made it about their love for it. Is that fair?
Yeah. I love that line that John's character says, just play your guitar, it doesn't mean it has to feed you. I think that's kind of the thesis of the movie in some ways.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I originally wrote this movie, and it's not an autobiography. It's got snatches of autobiographical stuff, but I wrote it because I think, like a lot of things that get written, when you look out, you don't see something that resembles your experience. And every time I saw people in like street-level, low-level bands on TV or in movies, they were always really beautiful, and they were poor, but they lived in these great lofts, and they didn't look silly in leather pants for some reason, and all this other stuff that you know, never made any sense to me. And I wanted to write something that started off on the premise of all of us who have played at O'Brien's in Allston on a Tuesday in front of 3 people and then woken up the next morning and gone to a job that we don't really like and wondered, what the hell am I doing? And so the what the hell am I doing kind of became the thematic thing, and the start of it came from, you know, this idea of just something I hadn't seen up there on screen before.
And that happened to us again when we finished the flick, and we were in 2 festivals that had no attendance whatsoever.
It was old times. It was great.
Well, never mind, Hannah was there.
There was one guy each time.
There was one guy each time, and they were really psyched about the movie. We gave them so much attention.
John, I want to speak to you about, like, okay, so do you have a musical background? Do you?
I could not play bass if that's what you're asking.
Okay.
It was one of those things I played a little bit in, like, you know, grade school, high school, and then I was like, I'm gonna go act instead. And so then I ended up doing that. But you know, it's frankly, when he first sent me the screenplay, I immediately fell in love with it because I was essentially doing the exact same thing. I just moved to
Maria.
This is Maria, everybody. She's awesome.
I longtime friend of the festival, and when I was watching the movie, I said, "Hey, Maria's in it. That's awesome." Yes, exactly. But yes, so.
Oh well, no. I was saying, when Frankie sent me this script, I just moved to San Francisco to take on a new job, and essentially it was that. It was deciding that, you know what, because I moved to LA a few years previously to do the acting thing, which was a stupid fucking idea. And I read through the whole thing, and I was like, this was literally the last 3 years of my life.
So you brought all of that.
Yeah, you can say that.
And speaking about whose story it is, John was the way I sunk my teeth into the story. I knew that if I could. John and I had worked on 2 other features prior to this. He had been my lead, and after a while, if you're a director, you kind of have like a security blanket actor, and he's my security blanket actor. And,
oh, that's so sweet.
I mean, does that also goes with your crew? I mean, are you working? I haven't seen it any of your other movies, so are you working with the same crew and everything all the time?
So John Hunt down there, when I was 14 years old, he was the one who was like, we should. He's like, I can play music, and I have a little bit of money to buy cameras. He's really the reason I make movies at all. He does our sound now, and Kyle has shot our last 3 movies. So that's the same.
I think it's incredibly important as a movie lover when I'm watching films by directors that I particularly love. To me, all the great directors have a core group of people that they continually work with, and their movies get better and better and better because they don't have to communicate certain things. They all know what each other wants out of it.
We shot this movie in 9 days. We shot it in 9 days.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
9 stressful days.
We couldn't tell you what the budget is, and we weren't keeping track. It was small. It was gas and cameras, and the reason we shot it so tight is. And beer, yeah, there was a lot of alcohol. Neither my wife or I drink, so suddenly our house was filled with alcohol. It's like, damn you, Jeff. This is why I always write my own movies. But
I'll have it in my house.
John Ryan was going to fly. We were going to fly him out for a stretch of time, shoot it as quickly as we could. And if you don't have that shorthand, I don't know how you make this movie. Yeah, right.
You absolutely couldn't do it. Now, I'm also interested in those 9 days. You cover a myriad of locations, complicated locations. I mean, a lot of indie movies try and keep things to just one place or whatever because it makes it easier. But you made it difficult on yourself in that way. But you must have had a lot of people who were really on your team to say, okay. I mean,
yeah, this is a big group of why not kind of people. They ask, well, why not? One of the best examples on this production. So yeah, our first big, when you're going to shoot 9 days straight and you have to get everything right, if something goes wrong, you have to make it right. So you can't go.
Or you have to say, oh well, I'll just accept it and run with it.
And I guess it'll suck, And obviously that's not what we're going for. So the first time we hit a real snag was like 3 days in. We shot at Radio, which is the place with like the Rocky painting where he first meets Hana, and the owner just didn't show up. And we had all these instruments and all these people and all these extras, and we had it was the one day we wanted a gaffer, and we were all just abandoned outside a locked door. And eventually she showed up, but instead we were like, well, we're not going home today. We're shooting a movie. I don't care if it's on the sidewalk. And so Nina, my wife, who's also the producer, she and Jeff go running down the street at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday in Somerville, knocking on bar doors saying, can we please shoot a movie right now? Right now. And for $150, there was like one day drinker at PA's Lounge, and I think the guy just took a long look at the day drinker and was like, yeah, all right. and then the second day, which was, I think, more cathartic and kind of like spiritually fulfilling, was the Salem day. Jeff meant for that to take place. It was actually very important in the script writing.
I love Canopy Lake Park.
We wanted to make a really New England movie, and that scene was supposed to take place at Canopy Lake Park. We got a call right after the road race scene. We had shot that. We were ready to go to Canopy Lake, where this 9 days of hell was going to end. We're going to get to maybe go on that ride.
And Yankee Cannonball.
The Yankee And we got a call that says you're rained out. No canopy like today. So suddenly we were like, well, what else is New Englandy? There's like cranberry bogs. There's golf courses.
We tried King Arthur's Affair.
We had like the guy who played like the sweatshirted guy at the road race. He was there and he was like, maybe you could go to like a fun center or something. And I think it was John Ryan who was like, what about Salem, Massachusetts?
That's exactly what I sound like. Of course.
And it was October, so we were like, yeah, that. And we loaded into the car. I said, Jeff, quick, just rewrite the scene to make it Salem. And he was sending the actors on their smartphones the new pages. And when we got there, we were like, okay, so maybe Hannah's getting her face painted, and yeah, and that'll be funny because she'll be stuck in that situation. That was the very last day of shooting, and again, it was wrong. We had to make it right. So,
I could stay up here and talk to you guys because I'm for like 30 more minutes or even an hour. Unfortunately, we do have another film coming in, and I've got to let you go. But
can I throw one plug in?
Sure.
Can I plug you folks?
Yes.
If you're on Facebook, go to facebook.com/redcowentertainment. That's where we do all of our updates. I also wrote a book about the making of this movie, so that's the extended Q&A. If you watch that Facebook page, you'll see that. And we're going to have another screening at the Middle East upstairs on September 27th, where Johnny Northrop, who did the wonderful music for it.
Pretty much every song you heard, Johnny contributed literally an album's worth of music here. He actually had to sit there and be an actor and tell him that he thought the song was pretty good when he was the one who wrote the song, which I always thought was hilarious.
It's free. September 27th at nighttime.
But Johnny will be playing a bunch of live music. He's in a band called JQ. His name is John Northrop. Please look up his music.
And then we're going to watch the movie.
It's free.
All right. Good night.
Good night. By the way, if I could ask everybody to do that.
Hi.
Where should we go?
We have to go around
Too bad Jeff's not here, though.
Jeff!
Yeah, what the heck?
Could you just, shut up?
What?
Just while we're doing the thing.
Huh?
Hi, I'm Maria. I had nothing to do with this movie.
Okay, we're rolling, guys.
The short took me a week, and then the short was kicking around forever, and then it took about a year or two before Frankie said, you know what, you want to make this into a full length. And then I think it took me around 8 months to 10 months to make it to a full length with Frankie's help. So I think it took us about 8 or 9 months to come to a full length after the thing has been made together.
Really pounded on it.
How long have you guys known each other and how did that work?
Yeah, our relationship really kind of started on this film. I mean, we knew each other in grad school, and that's how I found out about the short script. I was in a class with him, and but he was kind of, I wouldn't say we were friends before that, but we became friends on this production. But really, I was responding to the material in the script.
It was very odd, to tell you the truth, because I don't remember a point of contention, which I expected, because I have points of contention with everyone.
No, you thought with me.
Yeah, we knew both exactly what we wanted to say there. So.
Did we have long conversations, long emails? I remember we went to Niagara Falls together for a documentary shoot, and we talked about this movie the whole way there, the whole way back. Yeah, I mean, there was definitely disagreement all over the place, but again, it was never, I wouldn't call it contentious, because it was two people trying to make the best movie they possibly could, and just never hoping to not be satisfied with each other's answers on things. Kyle's my longtime cinematographer.
Yeah, this is my third present.
Kyle, unlike doesn't waste time. As a matter of fact, he rushes the production, which is really unusual with cinematographers. Normally, they want to get everything exactly right, go over schedule, go over time.
Yeah, we had 9 days and we didn't know where we were shooting, so we didn't really have a choice. We'd show up at a location, we have to change locations, and I just have to do a quick walk around the place and be like, all right, I think I know where we should shoot. Maybe I'll set up all lights.
The day of the shoots were often the
first time I ever knew where we were shooting. I came to the production with a lot of ideas and a lot of examples, and I tried to fit them into wherever we were. So it's kind of half perfect.
Would you say that it's like there's no time to really second guess?
No, there's no time to second guess. So as soon as you have the shot that you think will work, you have to go with it, and it usually works out pretty well.
You're running on instinct.
Yeah.
But you were in that situation as one of the actresses. What did you think?
We can't say that.
Can I? Is that not allowed? Am I breaking the fourth wall?
Yeah, fourth wall.
A charade.
And even better, Kyle, once he saw it at the beginning when the script started, finding shots from movies and saying, I'm thinking about doing this, I'm thinking about doing that, and I loved it. He sent us this entire email that just had stills of all sorts of movies, like for this scene, imagine the wrestler and this and that. And I never worked with a cinematographer who had done like that much digging in right before even the script had been in there, so I thought it was awesome.
We all wrote kind of mini theses across the whole pre-production, where like you could have submitted a lot of the emails we sent to each other as homework. So we wrote a book about this movie because I think that after having done this 3 or 4 times, we've started to kind of come up with a model for if other people want to make movies the same way we do.
Not in 9 days.
Don't make a movie in 9 days.
I would do it again. Very, very, very soon. Facebook.com/RedCow you'll find out. You can get, you'll be able to get paperback, hardcover, and audio. You can listen to me and Kyle and Jeff. It's about like a 6.5 hour audiobook. So if you can't read like me, if you can only write like Stephen King, this is the thing to do. The book is part of what I hope will be a series someday of what I call discount film school books. We also have a podcast called Discount Film School where I have conversations just like the one we're having right now with actors, teachers, cinematographers. I just love talking to them. So you can listen to that at redcownentertainment.com as well as a comedy podcast. Podcasts like that. Also working on a documentary with Kyle right now, my wife, on how expensive, ludicrously expensive weddings are. It's called Till Debt Do Us Wrong. Documentaries are very different. You have to shoot a ton of footage before you even know what you have, before you even know what the story is.
I've been shooting it for the last 3 weeks and I didn't even know the title right now.
Yeah. It's that bad.
It's that bad.
Actors?
Actors? Hello. How are you? I feel like super comfy. To be the greatest story.
We are here with some of the stars of Harry Potter. John Ryan, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Hannah, and Will Rogan. And how long an actor?
Oh god, too long? I guess, I don't know, like a decade. This is my 3rd feature with Ray.
And is he your favorite director? You guys just...
Yeah, no, he's my go-to. If he calls my phone, I'll pick up and I'll be like, yeah, when can I be there? Like, when do you need me? And I'll say, like, anytime Frank Brain. You hear that? Anytime.
He is really great. I don't think that I could have done this if Frankie wasn't directing it. Well, yeah, he's like my friend, but he really knows how to talk to you and communicate clearly what he wants. I'm a programmer and web designer, so it's not the arts that you do with your body. It's arts that you do with your mind.
You have music?
Yes, actually I am a musician. I play the guitar, drums, bass, sing.
How are you not me?
I don't know.
We'll make a statement.
Mike and I are friends. We went to school together, few classes together. And then actually I ended up doing the color correction as well. I worked in
The color correction makes a world of difference. What was your inspiration for creating the douchey? How did you refer to that?
douchey idea person. You meet a lot of people in art schools who are kind of themselves.
I think you just kind of learn that there's a douche in all.
There is, I just pulled out my inner douche. That's what I'm even drawing on people that are myself.
Don, what about you?
Honestly, my next project is going to be whatever Frank calls me next.
So redcownentertainment.com.
redcownentertainment.com. Go there.
Well, I'm sort of helping Frankie with her projects right now. It's not fiction, it's documentary, but so yeah, the Red Cow Entertainment.
Frankie Brain all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're doing this right now. I'm John Ryan here with Maria Natapov, star of Having Fun Up There.
John Ryan, who's nominated for Best Actor.
No, I'm not.
in
I'm
the
merely
film.
a humble interviewsman. So, what was your favorite part of being a part of this feature with Frankie Brain?
I think the spontaneity, actually. I really love that nothing was overly thought about, at least from an actor standpoint. Like, nothing was overly blocked or overly rehearsed, and how quickly everybody just adapted. Like, Frankie was totally open. The scenes with you and I that were supposed to be montage scenes, which I love that they ended up not being montage
Which
scenes.
ended up being like full actual
like real
spoken
scenes
sequences,
that we like just improv, which is so fun. I love like that kind of feel.
Now, what did you think about the character of Carla? Because I know I've had a bunch of actor friends, musician friends, all that jazz, who are definitely in that kind of downward spiral continuously. So, do you know people like that? Is that maybe a sort of past of your own?
Actually, not at all. Just loving artists and.
I felt really bad that Maria didn't.
I saw what was happening and I needed to be part of it.
And Frankie absolutely needs to be part of it.
And because I was terrified of it, not knowing where to go, I was like, I need to do this movie, and I really need to figure it out so I nail the audition so I can do this movie.
And I put you through a hell of a Skype audition. I sat there and said, read this. What was it like to work with John Ryan?
It was really cool. I felt like we met over Skype too.
We met on Skype. Yep, that was our deal.
And we like just hit it off, and it was so awesome.
I think it was an absolutely incredible experience getting to work with you, with Frankie, with everybody. I think it was an excellent time. Definitely one of those moments where it doesn't feed me, but hot damn if it doesn't satisfy.
It made me a little tired. I had to definitely sleep.
Thank you guys so much for being interviewed by this asshole.
Jello shots! Jello shots! Jello shots! Jello shots!
Jello shots.
That was you?
Did he really?
nominated. I have not seen all this Facebook news, all this excitement.
I don't know. I think you will find something to learn from each one of these movies. Okay, for writing, for best screenplay. This is best screenplay for either short or features, okay? And the winner for best screenplay is Frankie Frame and Jeff Torelli for having fun up there. And by the way, I know there's only one award here, but we will get you another award, okay? So you won't have to share it. You won't have to keep it on Wednesdays and Fridays. Congratulations. It's a wonderful, wonderful movie. Great screenplay. Very funny, very real, about a struggling musician trying to decide in Boston, trying to decide how to reconcile his work life with his musical life. Wonderful. Or Butterfly Fluttering. Also, the Russian movie. Now, let me just tell you this, how it came up. Our big best picture, because we are a New England Film Festival, we like to give an award to the best New England film. The winner here is Frankie Frame for having fun up there. Incredibly well deserved.
Jeff, come up here quick.
Congratulations, guys. And, yeah, give everybody a round of applause. Give yourselves a round of applause.
We're gonna get him on Discount Film School.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Congrats, man.
Congrats.
It's all his fault.
Well, you did a great job.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. I'm really excited.
We did it. We won the film festival.